So we said super exciting title race already, open, all of that. There's another race in Serie A this season is for the top goal scorer, because I think, it's always exciting in any league to see who finishes top scorer, who scores the most, etc. But this season, hear me out. Romelu Lukaku is obviously back.
Yes.
The last time he was there, it was amazing.
Ridiculous.
But we can't really say, 0 goals last season, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Vlahovic, 24 goals last season with Juventus and Fiorentina. Tammy, 17. I'm talking just in Serie A.
Yeah.
Osimhen, 14. Loads of injuries and etc. And Ciro, Immobile and Lazio was the capocannoniere with 27 goals, like he's been doing, to be fair, many seasons in the past years. Who do you think amongst them will win it this year?
I think it's going to be extremely tight.
Do you think?
I do because it's.
I'm so excited.
I know, because I think with Milan, I think with what they've got at the top end of the pitch, I think it's a case of there'll be a lot of goals scored but shared out.
Yeah.
I think you could easily see 4 or 5 players on about sort of 9, 10, 11, 12 goals. Osimhen, as I said, is one of my favourite strikers out there. I love him. I was a Tino Asprilla fan when he was at Newcastle, and he reminds me of him. Same sort of running gait, brave as a lion. You're right about his injuries. When he fractured a cheekbone, was out for about 2 or 3 months, but came back.
Can he stay fit though? That's the thing. Can he stay fit? Do you think? Because seasons now has been.
Yeah, but I think the facial injury that he got is not like a muscular problem where you go, he's got a bad ankle, or he's got a hamstring problem, he's got a history. It was a case of him putting his face in, getting volleyed in the face or an elbow, and this, that, and the other, and he'll come back from that. Tammy is interesting.
Yeah.
Immobile. And I think Lukaku. I think will be one of those 3. I think Lukaku guarantees goals. I think he'll play with Lautaro, maybe Dzeko.
They know each other so well.
Exactly. And I see the way Vlahovic plays, isolated, so maybe his numbers are not going to be amazing. He was the man at Fiorentina. Everything went through him. Loads of chances built, and he scored a lot of them. So can he do it on his own if there's no service? So I think you're probably looking at 2. I think you're looking at Tammy Abraham. And I think Immobile, who's been there like forever, just scoring goals consistently.
Yeah, you're
right. I think it's going to be extremely tight, Jules.
I think it'd be good. For Tammy, this is the second season syndrome where you have to confirm how good you were in that first season, which would maybe took all of us by surprise, or certainly to a certain extent.
Numbers.
In terms of numbers and consistency, I guess. Yeah. Have you played with players at times who had one amazing season and then the second season, the one for the confirmation, was not really to the same level? And do you think there's more pressure on Tammy now than there was a year ago when he just joined?
I think it depends on how you see it, Jules. I think if you're Tammy, my mindset, if I was Tammy, would be, I got my numbers last season, I can get more. And he's certainly got a lot in all competitions. But now that Pellegrini's there, now that Dybala's there, now that Gino Wijnaldum's there, Zaniolo's still there, so he's got lots of ammunition behind him. So I would be in the mindset of, I can score more goals. I would never ever, and I don't think professionals, ex or current, would ever think, it's a second season, I'm not going to be as good. I think players always back themselves to score more goals.
Strikers especially, I guess.
Absolutely, and you look at the ammunition that you've got behind you, and there's certainly some clubs in Serie A where you think there's going to be a lot of chances created for their strikers.
Yeah, I agree. And again, we say it often, but let's forget about the cliche that Serie A is a very defensive league, because it isn't.
No.
And he's going to be attacking again, and we're going to see a lot of those guys scoring a lot of goals. Are we going to see Charles de Ketelaere scoring a lot of goals at Milan?
I think so.
He's obviously they're the reigning champions. We said he's the main signing. They didn't have much money, not the budget that others have.
Yeah.
They went and spent the 35 million euros on him. Young Belgian international, super elegant, super like false 9 or number 9. He's got that incredible left foot.
Divock Origi, don't forget.
Yeah, and Divock Origi, I guess too. De Ketelaere, 14 goals, 9 assists in Belgium, in the Belgian league, in the Pro League last season. It's a big job for him coming to Milan team like this.
Being the man at a young age. Yeah. I think if you offered him 14, 15 goals now before a ball's kicked, he takes it all day long, because we're not sure how many games he's going to actually start in or the amount of minutes that he's going to get. And we mentioned Origi, Zlatan, Giroud. There's a lot of competition. Rafa Leao, Diaz. There's lots of potential goal scorers, but I just don't think there'll be many that'll get over 15, if any. Yeah. I think we're looking at a group of guys that'll all hit in and around double figures. So that could be interesting. How they do you want a front man that's going to guarantee you 25 goals, or do you want 4 or 5 players that's going to get you in and around 10, 15? Interesting to see how that plays out at Milan.
And I think the way Pioli plays, I wouldn't be surprised if he was happy with that. Then instead of going to get Lukaku, for example, where everything has to go through him, of Vlahovic.
And it's always a jump, Jules.
The Ketela is a very fluid, it would be a fluid front line, whoever plays.
And it's always a jump. I mean, people underestimate what it's like when you go from your current club. Then all of a sudden you join a Liverpool or a Man United or a Juve or a Barcelona, jump, Real Madrid. It's a huge job, or a Milan, Inter. You know, that's a lot of pressure on your shoulders that you've got to deal with. Players, when they put the kit on and they walk out to a pitch, you back yourself. It's all the things away from that. If you haven't scored in 2 or 3 games and the press are having a little dig, how do you then respond? When you're young, it's difficult. So that's the side of it that you probably have to get used to more than anything.
No, you're right. I mean, I'm excited to see the Ketela. I want to see how well he does because I like the signing. I like that they thought outside of the box a little bit. They take a bit of a risk because, let's be honest, you know, it's a risk. And I really hope he can step up because I think he's a very, very talented kid.
It's going to be good, man.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.